Hello everyone, this is Alex from alexlancer.com, and in previous videos we went through controllers and routes. In this video I would like to start looking into views. So I will turn to my screen and let's get started with views. So let's close all the files that we have here. Save routes because it was unsaved from before. So let's close everything. Let's collapse config, controllers and views. Yeah. So let's get started. So what we have so far, we have created an admin subdirectory. We also have a shop controller and a home controller that we can use. So let's create a new controller. Let's duplicate our home controller and let's create a block. So rename the class to blog also. Now we don't need this shop here. We don't need validation and show 404. So all we have is our index file. So the most basic usage of a view would be to call a view, to return actually a view function and specify the file that we want to render. So whatever you specify inside the view function, it will be considered as a file. So CodeIgniter will search for the file with the same name inside the views folder. So as you can see here, we have a welcome message. So it would load the welcome message.php file. We don't need to specify .php. CodeIgniter automatically adds it for us. So let's change it and create our blog view. It will be a brand new file. Inside your views, create a blog.php. So let's give it a simple HTML. Okay, and let's give it a title of CodeIgniter for blog, and let's create a body with an h1 tag, our blog. Okay, so let's save it. Let's go to our local host and let's visit the blog page. So this is a blog, but I think we are rendering something different here because we have our routes file. It looks somewhere else. So let me check our routes file. And what we have for our blog, as you can see, we have this route specified here to return this is a block. So let's remove it, and this will allow CodeIgniter to use the default routing that is based on the segments. So the first segment is the name of the controller, and the second segment will be the name of the method from within that controller. In case we don't specify the second segment, it means that CodeIgniter will use the index method of a blog controller. So let's check. So now we see, now it renders our blog, and it is the view that we have created here, as you see, and also title CodeIgniter for blog. You can see it displayed in our tabs area here. Let's go and create now another page of our blog. So this, let's say this will be our blog where we will display all of our pages, all of our posts, and we want to create one more view where we will be able to see a single post. So let's go and create that by going to our blog controller and adding a new function, public function. Let's name it post. Okay, so here we will return view. Let's name it single post. And of course we have to create it. Let's just duplicate our blog view. So duplicate, name it single post, and CodeIgniter for single post. This will be the title, and our h1 tag will be this is the single post page. Okay, so now we have our blog, and if we go slash what it was, view, no, what was the name of the method that I gave it? So it is post, blog slash post, and this is the single post page. Awesome, but there is one problem. We are creating files, so let's say now if we have to create a menu for our website, we would create something like, let's say we would create a nav here. How can I create autocomplete it? Yeah. So we have a nav bar here. Now we will create an unordered list. Inside that unordered list we will create an list item, and we will say, let's say blog and post. So yeah, of course, let's give also an href tag. That will be, this one will be blog, and this one will be blog post. Okay, so if we refresh, of course we don't see nothing here because we created it only in one view. So, but if we open our blog page, we can see that here we have our two links. So if we want to add this menu to the other view also, that is for a single post, okay, one solution would be to copy this and to go to our single post view and add it also here above. But it doesn't look right yet. So let's go back to our blog controller, and let's break our structure here into 3 files. So let's go inside of our views. Let's create a new file and name it, let's say header.php, and straight away create a new file also named footer.php. So what we have now is we have our, so close this form, we don't need it. Let's go to our blog.php view and let's grab everything from the closing tag of a navbar. Let's take all of this and bring it inside the header. Back to our blog.php, everything below our h1 tag, so the body and the HTML closing tags, let's take them and add them to the footer. So now all we have in our blog.php file is the content itself of this view. And it makes sense, right? Because at most cases the part up until the navigation bar, it doesn't change, so it remains the same on all pages. Therefore, we can simply add it to our header.php file that we will be including in our controllers, in our methods. So if we go back to our blog.php, what we have to do now, one way to do it is we can call echo view. So we have first file header here. We have another file footer. And of course, we should not return this, but we should echo this. And if you see now, it remains exactly the same. The difference is that we can take all of this, add it to our single post. Let me grab only a single post. Replace this. And also let's remove from our single post, let's remove all the unnecessary things. So we remove this part and this part. So if we go to post, we see the post page, also with the menu, with our simple navigation bar here that we created. So this could be one way how we could structure this. In the next video, I will show you another method that is preferred by most developers. But for now, let's stick to this style. So let's go back here. The next thing I would like to show you also is how we can pass a dynamic data inside of our controllers. Inside of our view files. So now we have, let's start from header. So the first thing I would like to be dynamic is our title tag. So depending on which page we navigate, the title tag should change. What we can do is we create a data variable that is an array, and let's say here, so we have the title that will be CodeIgniter 4 blog, and also I would like to create an h1 tag that also would be dynamic. So we have the meta title that is inside of our head, inside the head tag, and we have another title that is an h1 tag on our page. So let's call the first one meta title and the second one simple title. So this will be, this is a blog page. Awesome. So what we do with this data now? We can take this data and pass it inside of as a second parameter inside of our view. So let's check this out. Let's go to our header.php, and now instead of hard coding inside of here the title, we can make it dynamic by specifying the variable that we have passed there. So the variable would be the same as the key that we defined for inside the data array. So in this example, we will have to echo a meta title variable like that. So now if we go and refresh our page, you can see the meta title is still here. Let's do the same for an h1 tag inside of our blog.php. So here also we will go and specify the title now, because we passed the data array inside the data array. This is the name that we gave to this variable. So to access it, we type $title. So this is a blog page. So as you can see, now it writes, now it says our blog. If we refresh it, this is a blog page. So let's go to our post now. Okay, in our post, we get an error because the variables are not specified. The meta title variable is not specified, so let's create them also here. And let's say this is CodeIgniter for post page. This is an awesome blog. So let's refresh. And meta title again not specified. Of course, because we didn't pass it. So we go here, we specify data, and we can refresh it now. So this is how you pass data inside of your views. One thing to notice here is that, as you can see, although I passed the data inside of the first view, the views that are being loaded after the header view are also inheriting this data object. Let's also create some posts here. So let me grab let me see what I have here. So I have some avatar images that I would like to use, I guess. Yeah, let's go inside of our public folder. Let's create a new folder there, assets. And inside assets, let's create new folder, images. And let me just throw an image there. So I have avatar. Okay, this one should make. Okay, so I have this avatar 2 here. So let's say we will create now our blog posts. Let's create an object, like let's pretend we get this object from the database. So what this object gives us, it will help us create some dummy blog posts. And for instance, this will be title 1. Title 1, let's give some description here, some text here. So no lorem installed. Okay, I don't have lorem. Let me actually grab it fast from the extensions. Lorem ipsum install. So how we do that? We type lorem and it's done. So let's go and check it. Lorem. Do I have to reload now? No. It actually... Okay, so you know what? We actually don't need this because this will be the same text, so no need to pass it inside the variable, inside our posts object. So let's just give titles. So we have title 1, then we have title 2, title 3, and so on. So we don't need this, and I think then we don't need this if we create this as a simple array. So we have our 3 posts. Let's add this post to our data object. So we have data posts equals posts. And now inside of our blog, of our view blog, we can go here. Let's say this is a div. We can go here and say for each posts as post. Let's create a div with h3 tag that will display our post. Yeah, we'll display our post title, and here we'll have a paragraph tag that will display our lorem. Then we don't need a paragraph, an echo, PHP echo operator here. I don't know why I'm continuing to echo it. So we have our lorem, and of course we added an image, so let's add this image also here by specifying the assets images avatar2.jpg, I think it was. So let's close this. Avatar2.jpg. So let me style it a little bit. Let's say width 200 pixels and height auto. Okay. Perfect. So let's see what we have here now. Let's go to our blog, and we have our 3 blog posts that we have created. Now, this is how you, as you can see, this is how we can use for each loop inside of our views, inside of our views files. Also, another thing we can do here, of course, is to use an if statement, and it is preferred to use these alternative methods of for each. So instead of typing, let's say, instead of opening a PHP tag and creating a for each loop in this way, where you after that you will have to close the tag, then reopen the tag, and then in between you will type your HTML. It is much cleaner to create this type of statements like that, and in PHP 7.2 they are all supported. So same goes for the if statement. Also you can use colon and if semicolon at the end instead of a traditional curly braces like that. So let's check the if statement. As you saw before, when we did not specify the title of the meta title of inside of our post, we got an error. So let's prevent that error from happening, even if we forget to specify a title name, so a meta title. So let's leave this blog.php as it is, and let's do that inside the header file. So what we can say here is if meta title is set, display meta title. Otherwise, display CodeIgniter default title, or whatever you want to display as the default solution. So let's check this in case we don't specify a meta title here. So right now it says CodeIgniter for blog, and if we don't specify, we get the CodeIgniter default title as our fallback, let's say, meta title. So at some point, of course, all of your files can get, while you will be adding a lot of files here, it can get messy really fast. So it is a good practice generally to structure your files inside some folders that will make sense for your application. So for example, let's create a new folder inside our new views file, and let's say this will be our templates files. So by templates, I mean our header file. Let's move it here. Okay, let me close them from the editing. So we have the templates and we have the footer. Let's put it also here. And then, of course, we have to go to our blog controller And now the only thing we have to do is specify the folder that we move them to. So we go like that, and we go like that. So perfect. Now let's check if everything works. We have our posts, we have our blog, and everything looks fine. So that's it for now for the basic usage of a view function. But in the next video, I would like to show you even a better way how you can utilize the layouts, cells, and how we can render the views in the proper way. So see you in the next video.